All right, hi everybody. I can see people already joining in. Awesome, awesome. Hi everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're joining us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Women Techsters Open Day October edition. Yes, so we have the webinar chat for you to interact and just introduce yourself. Would like to meet everyone joining in. Where you're joining in from? What's your name? Where you're joining us from. If you had any expectations coming for this webinar, would like to believe that, coming for this webinar, you came with some expectations. You probably came to start a career in tech and you just like to know the way how, you just like to know what to do, how to go about it. So you can use the webinar chat to just interact with us. Let us meet you. If you even have like a career path that you want to go to, you can also always just let us know. We already have, all of our wonderful speakers here on the call ready for us. So we'd like to meet you, just interact using the webinar chat. Let us meet you, your name, where you're joining in from, what expectations you have for today's session. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone. Welcome to the Women Techsters Open Day. This is the October edition, and we have our wonderful speakers on the call. So I can see Iuchara saying hi, she's from Lagos. Hi. I can see Patience from Uganda. Hi, Patience. How is Uganda today? I can see Chidima from Enugu. I can see Jesu Ifumi from Ibadan. Yes, yes, yes. I can see Winifred from Abuja. Hi, hi, hi. What expectations do you have coming into today's session? What's something you'd like to learn? What's something you'd like to take home? So I can see Eutra saying it's good to be here. I'd love to take my tech career to the next level. Well, yeah, in the right place, because we have seasoned women in tech here who will be here to tell you all about how to, start up a career in tech, using their journey as, as an experience for you, as roadmap for you. I can see Joy from Lagos. Hi, Joy. I can see Jessica from Ghana. Hi, Jessica. I think Osla is from Ghana. So yes, one of us because is from Ghana. I can see oh wow, I can see Precious from Abuja. I can also see Pauline from Nairobi, Kenya. She's I'm a digital marketing specialist and I'm joining in because I want to transition into cybersecurity. Wow, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I can see Kelemal from Ethiopia. Pardon me if I mispronounced your name. But how is Ethiopia today? I hope Ethiopia is well today. I can see Yanolua from Akure, Christiana from Nigeria also. So I would just like to hear from all of us. I can see Biopele from Gabon, Botswana. Hi, Botswana today. So Olatunwo says, I hope to learn about product design and how I can acquire the skill set to be able to practice and be a real deal in the field. Awesome. I love that. I love that. I can see Chamaka saying, I want to be exposed to the world of tech. Interesting. I can see Mpeteng from South Africa. I hope I pronounced your name right. If I didn't, sincere apologies. Oh, Precious is joining us from the United Kingdom. Interesting, interesting. I can see Tessa also from South Africa, Angelique from Rwanda. Yes, yes. So I think I can see Nobuntu. I hope I pronounced that correctly from Zimbabwe. Tatenda is also although she's currently not based in Zimbabwe, but of course she grew up in Zimbabwe herself. So Olayinka says that she would like to join to she wants to successfully transition into tech and become a sought after product manager. Beautiful. Toby, one of our amazing guest, is a product manager. So you should be sure to ensure you listen very, very well. So I can also see Victoria saying her expectation is to boost her interest in product management and how to navigate it. Awesome, awesome. I can see. So I can see Dorcas saying she's currently taking a course in Python programming languages and she'd like to make new connections and gain new ideas from other people. Oh wow, this is beautiful. I can see Gwen also saying that she's a marketer, but she would like to transition. Shitopani from Trust, pardon me if I mispronounce your name, also says that they would like to be exposed to the world of data analysis and be an expert. Beautiful, you are in the right place. Right about now, I'll just be handing over the baton to the Women Techsters lead here at Tech for Dev, in person of Blessing. Blessing will just give us some opening remarks. You'll just be able to tell us some of the things that we should look out for while we are here in this session. Hi, Blessing. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Oh, great. Good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. My name is Blessing, and I am the Women Techsters Programs Lead at Tech for Dev. First, before I continue, I'd like to say thank you to the amazing, and an amazing women who are joining us today as our panelists and our guests. Thank you for taking out time from your very, very, very busy schedule to be here today. I do not take it for granted, and we're very excited that you are helping us to get more women into STEM, and to chart their careers in STEM, basically. So, like I mentioned, I'm Blessing, and I'd like to welcome everyone who is joining us on the call today. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are joining us from. We believe that today's session is going to be very impactful. We believe it's also going to be a learning opportunity for you and for people who are looking at charting a career in STEM. We believe that this will be a very good opportunity as well. Also, before I continue, I'd like to say that this month, on the 11th of October, was the International Day of the Girl Child. And I would like to use this opportunity to say congratulations to everybody, because I mean, we're first girls before we became ladies and women. So yes, happy International Day of the Girl Child. This is our first meeting in October. I mean, this is October edition, so I think it's still fair to say happy International Day of the Girl Child to everyone. I believe that we are going all out there speaking and preaching STEM to everyone and speaking about the importance of women and females participation in STEM. So speaking about females participation in STEM, I'd like to quickly introduce to you some other programs that we do at Tech for Dev or on the Women Techsters initiative that will be very, very helpful to you. So at Women Techsters, or on the initiative, we have pretty much 5 programs that we do. 2 are centered around advocacy, while 3 are centered around training. So on the advocacy, we have this open day, and we have the International Day of the Girl Child, Tech Girls Drive. So basically what we do on Tech Girls Drive is going to schools, community, every place we can find young girls between the ages of 8 to 20, and we're preaching about STEM and the importance of STEM. We also go around speaking to parents on why they should encourage their children or their female children to start a career in STEM, start a STEM course and the likes, because we believe that when we empower a girl child, we're empowering her to make better informed decisions and better informed choices as well. And so we also have this open day once every month, specifically the last Thursday of every month, where we bring awesome, amazing, and beautiful speakers. I can see all the facilitators today looking very beautiful, and I'm like, God, when? Like, how can one person have the beauty of 1,000 people? Really, but I mean, if we don't have them here, where would we rather have them on this Thursday? So that's what we do during the open day. We bring amazing and awesome women, and they share their experience on how they started their career in STEM. So those are part of what you'll be learning, how they're able to navigate as people who are working, people with families, manage workplace politics as well. And then I believe it will be learning field for you. And then we also have the training beats. Under the training beats, we have the Women Techsters Bootcamp, we have the Women Techsters Fellowship, and we have the Women Techsters Masterclass. So the bootcamp, after the open day, we believe that your next step should be going to the Women Techsters Bootcamp. The Women Techsters Bootcamp is a 3 weeks training. It's a virtual training, however virtual, but it's instructor-led. You also have the opportunity for the bootcamp to decide to attend the full day, that's between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, or you attend the weekend class, which is Thursday to Sunday, or the full day class, Monday to Friday. There are 5 learning tracks, which are product design, product management, data analysis, cybersecurity, and software development. So if you're here today and you're thinking of charting a career, you're in the right place. I could see a banker who says she wants to get into STEM. You're also in the right place. So after this, you'll be able to learn how you can navigate your way, and the bootcamp is a good place for you to start with. The bootcamp is free. All of our programs are tuition free at Tech for Dev. So if anybody's asking you to pay for anything, it's definitely not Tech for Dev. All right, and so we also have the fellowship. Fellowship is for 1 year, 6 months of technical training and soft skills training, and then 6 months of internship. The class of 2024 has started already, and it's an amazing time. It's been an amazing time. This is their week 2 in class. Unfortunately, you may not be able to enroll. You will not be able to enroll for this particular fellowship, but you can prepare and prep ahead for the class of 2025, whose application will commence in April of 2024. So just to keep you abreast that it's a very stiff application process. Sometimes you have applicants of over for this year we had over 10,000 applications for a 3,000 spots. So you see that it's very stiff for you to get in. And then we also have the master class. The master class is a specified program per learning track. So sometimes we have masters who are product designers, product management, software developers, cybersecurity expert or analysts. They come to facilitate a session which lasts between 1 to 2 days every month. We have a master class prepping for next week. So if you're a product designer in the house, just prepare, or the product designer, a female product designer, let them get on board. So I don't want to bore you. I would like you to focus on the class that we have, or the session we have for today. I usually would like to say this as I wrap up. There are 2 things you need right now. Number 1, if you made a decision to be here and you're here, I think you've made the right decision. The next thing is to ensure that your mind is also here. So ensure you are not distracted. Ensure you have a journal or a writing pad, which would either be electronical or maybe your regular notepad. Please take notes. If you have a question, use the Q&A session to ask your questions. Don't be afraid. What is also important is to follow these amazing women on LinkedIn, because you get to learn a lot from them as well. Also ensure that if you are in Nigeria like me, and I'm sure that maybe your other countries probably may face the same issue, you may want to have multiple sources of internet, so that if one goes wrong, you have the other to fall back to. But I believe that one will eventually work for you. But most importantly, ensure that you have your mind set here, ensure that you have your heart here, ensure that you have your notepad, ensure you have questions to ask, very important, and ensure that you are following both Tech for Them and all of the participants, all of our facilitators today on their social media handles. Once again, welcome, ladies. Believe and trust that you have the best of today and you're going to enjoy yourself as well. So I will hand over you back to Ore, my colleague, as she continues. Thank you, and to our amazing speakers again for today. Thank you for taking out time from your very busy schedule. Yeah, love and likes.
Thank you so much, Blessing, for that. Thank you so very much. I'm just going through the comment section and I'm seeing quite a number of people here who are, looking to transition and, from the banking role, from so many other roles, and it's just very wonderful. So, hi, Blessing, I can see your hand is up.
Yes, I have forgotten that I'm supposed to always, and I'm glad I'm doing this. So I'm supposed to actually pass the mic to my amazing colleague, Ms. Yaro Shafe, who is standing in on behalf of our executive director, our potential executive director in the person of Oladipo Oladipo, to give her remarks. So I'll just hand over to MC, and you get to learn from MC and all she has to say as well, and then hand over back to Orewa. So yeah, MC, hi, can you hear me? Okay, MC, if you can hear me, your mic is muted. Okay. Not sure why.
Hi, Blessing.
Hi, MC. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, please. Hi, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. My name is MC. On behalf of everyone at Tech for Them, on behalf of our Executive Director, Diura Oladipo, I say a big welcome to the 2023, to the October 2023 edition of our Women Techsters Open Day. We are so excited to have you, wonderful women from across Africa, join us here today to learn how to pursue your interests in technology. And I really like to also welcome all prospective women techsters who have joined us today to learn about starting a career in tech through our Open Day program. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm literally close to my speaker, but I can see comments saying they can't hear me. I'm sorry, I'm speaking very loudly and I am close to my speaker. Okay, so hold on, let me use my earpiece and see if it'll be better. Better now. Is it better? Okay, someone said she can hear me very clearly. So I'm not sure. But Ore Blessing, can you guys hear me? How about now? Is it better? It got worse. Sorry. Okay, so the earpiece there. Okay, so is it better? It's better. Okay. Okay, all right. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Um, so on behalf of our co-founder and executive director, Oladuro Oladipo, I want to say a warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be here. This is our Women Techsters Open Day program, like Ore has mentioned earlier. And I would quickly like to run us through some recent highlights that we've had from our Women Texas program. So last month, we ran a call for application for the bootcamp 3.0, and we received about 3,992 applications from 22 African countries. And out of this, we accepted 1,886 women into the 3 weeks bootcamp. And we're glad to announce that a total of 811 beneficiaries will be graduating tomorrow, 27th of October, 2020. This amazing opportunity was further extended to a new set of beneficiaries as the call for the applications for cohort 3.1 went out earlier in October, and we received 3,754 applications across 22 African countries. After a rigorous screening process, 1,951 women were accepted to the program and held the orientation session today, ahead of their classes, which will start on Monday, 30th of October. These beneficiaries will go on to receive training in data analysis, cybersecurity, software development, product design, and product management. Since the inception of Women Techsters Fellowship, we have recorded numerous success stories of women, mothers, daughters, wives, students, and workers who have defied the odds and paved the way for themselves in the ever-evolving technology space. As such, on 27th of April, we opened the call for application for the 2024 Women Techsters Fellowship, which ran for 6 weeks, and we recorded a reach of 122,919 women across Africa. After carefully reviewing 7,000 plus valid applications, we have successfully concluded all 3 stages of the application process, and we have admitted 2,014 women into the fellowship program. Earlier this month, the orientation was held for the fellows, which spanned 2 weeks and included a physical event here in Lagos, where many of the fellows got to listen to seasoned speakers such as Lillian Barnard, President of Microsoft Africa, Selima Mormona Ba, Minister of ICT in Sierra Leone, and many others. The event also served as a platform for fellows to network and meet other fellows. Classes have since commenced, and we're excited for them to start their journey. Furthermore, this year, we launched into 7 new African countries, which in addition to our 15 previous countries, will sum up to 22 African countries. We're presently in Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, Egypt, DR Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Madagascar, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Algeria, South Sudan, Morocco, Angola, Mozambique, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Rwanda, Gambia, and Botswana. I can already see women in the comments repping their countries, which is fantastic. Women Techsters is made possible through our organization, Tech for Dev. Tech for Dev is a non-profit organization that creates access to decent work and entrepreneurship through digital and technology skills empowerment and advocacy. Our vision is to equip Africans with digital and life skills that foster economic prosperity, financial freedom, and sustainable development. Women Techsters is an initiative of Tech for Dev that aims to bridge the digital divide between men and women in the technology ecosystem. Through our pilot program, Nigerian Women Techsters, we enabled almost 3,000 women between the ages of 16 to 40 across Nigeria over a 3-year period, ignite their interests in pursuing careers and businesses in technology. Driven by the success stories of numerous women from the Nigerian Women Techsters program like Fatima, Tomi, Patience, amongst many others, we carved a new ambition and dream to replicate this model across Africa, providing more women access to opportunities to launch careers and businesses in technology. Our dream by 2030 is to reach 5 million women in Africa by empowering them with knowledge and skills to partake in the technology industry in Africa and the world at large. We believe that empowering change for women across Africa, as well as providing them opportunities to access employment and entrepreneurship, would help achieve a 50-50 male to female ratio balance in the technology space. Our Women Techsters Open Day is a monthly virtual program organized for women across Africa to learn about leveraging the power of technology to start and advance their careers and create technology and technology-enabled businesses. The Open Day is an opportunity for women to interact with other successful women who have built careers or businesses in technology over the years and who will share their personal experiences, speak about possible career paths and business opportunities, and also help women appreciate the importance of acquiring digital and deep tech skills in this digital age. Once again, I would like to appreciate everyone for taking the time to be here. I'd like to appreciate you for being here today to commence your journeys to becoming women in tech, and to say a special thank you to our esteemed guest speakers, Ursula, Toby, and our moderator for the day, Tatenda, for taking time to be here out of your very busy schedules. We appreciate you taking time to be here to speak to these women and encourage them, and to also share stories of your journeys as women in tech. I look forward to a wonderful conversation, and thank you once again, and enjoy the rest of the session. Over to you, Orolo.
Thank you so very much, Yemisi, for that. So I know that was quite a mouthful. So there's a video that I'll just quickly play for us. To just further highlight some of the things that Yemisi just told us. So you should see it coming up on my screen very soon.
There's an African proverb that says that when you train a woman, you train a nation. When you train a woman has the ability to provide some sort of like 3x on ROI or whatever training it is that we give to a woman. If the training is meant to provide some sort of financial freedom, for example, for the woman, which is the case of the Women Techsters, we believe that women are able to then provide for their families, which then immediately also allows for the families' income generation to impact that of their immediate community or impact that of the nation. The problem we're trying to solve when we initiated the Women Techsters program is being able to bring women to partake within the opportunities that exist within the technology ecosystem, and actually finding a balance, which is having more women join the ecosystem to be able to both partake of the opportunities and also be able to contribute to the industry.
By 2030, we want 5 million women to be empowered with technical skills and use their skills to either start up their tech-enabled businesses, further their career in the tech space or establish their own tech startups and tech-enabled businesses.
Microsoft has been an amazing and fantastic partner. Just beyond supporting us with funds, has actually gone into supporting us, like giving us technical support, like donating Azure to us, donating licenses to us, and supporting us with other forms of software and hardware to ensure that we're able to deliver effectively on whatever program it is we're partnering on.
Today is the Meet and Greet event that is holding in Lagos State. The Meet and Greet event is organized for our Women Techsters program beneficiaries to be able to have a physical connect. Because of the COVID-19, we're not able to have a physical meet-up. So most of our training has been carried out virtually, and we have women connecting online.
Community building is very important to the Women Techsters initiative. It's a community that allows women to grow, women who haven't ever been in the tech space, to grow, encourage themselves, and just keep on pushing themselves to succeed.
If I were to describe my experience in the Women Techsters program, awesome.
I would say it was phenomenal.
For me, it's inspiring, mind-blowing.
My experience at the Meet and Greet has been so beautiful. It was so nice to say, oh, you are Amaka, you are Favor, you are Asat.
So it's been really awesome how that those you related with virtually, you're now able to put a face to the name. I've tried many things. I've tried to go for other classes and it just didn't work out. It looked impossible. At a point, I just felt maybe this is not for me. Tech for the Women Techsters, Microsoft gave me the opportunity to see that it is for me. And it's a big thank you from this end.
I'm so grateful that there's a platform like this that other women can join and scale up in tech.
We're doing so much to see that women become better versions of themselves and go out there and explore tech.
I thank Microsoft for their open hands, for believing so much in the girl child. I think the best way to appreciate these two wonderful organizations is by not stopping here.
To any young woman out there who is trying to get into the tech space, I would say, believe in yourself. You can actually do it. Tech is not as difficult as people think it is. There are tons of career paths within technology that even have nothing to do with you writing a line of code. I mean, for example, there's product design, there's product management, there's data analysis, and amongst others. So I would say to every woman, believe in yourself. Whatever you think you can achieve, you can do it.
All right. I can already see the chat section buzzing. Amazing. Yes. I know. I would just like to know, how did that make you feel? I know that some people on this call are inspiring, mind-blowing, awesome, beautiful. Yes. And in the words of our ED there, you can do it. Yes. So right about now we've gotten to the crux of this meeting, and we have all of our speakers, all of our panelists right here waiting. So I'll just be doing the honors of introducing them to you by reading out their bio, and then we can get to actually meet our speakers today. All right. So I'd start today with Osla. So Osla Coach Wellington has gained valuable first-hand experience in recognizing the significance of data-driven decision-making for achieving optimal business performance. Osla believes that in today's dynamic business landscape, there are two approaches to consider when it comes to operations: either relying solely on intuition while disregarding data, or utilizing data-driven insights. As an operations analyst at Uber Ghana, Osla is deeply passionate about enhancing operational performance and efficiency through data analysis. In her current role, she takes ownership of analyzing and driving city metrics and priorities. She collaborates closely with regional operations and marketing teams to execute strategies on the ground, ensuring the best possible experience for both riders and driver partners in Ghana. Osla currently oversees rider operations and manages Uber Ghana's non-core product portfolio, which includes Uber Xshare, Comfort, and Connect. Her expertise extends to various areas, including operations, product growth, strategic management, and data analytics. With a background in finance and statistics, she has developed her skills through consulting, pension administration, urban mobility, business development, ride hailing, and technology. Hi, Osla. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
Oh, awesome, awesome. We are excited to have you here as well. Okay, and then now I'll be introducing us to our next speaker, Toby Delishapa. So Toby is a technical product manager with over 4 years of experience in the software industry with a track record of driving impactful solutions in the fintech and B2B sectors. She has had her hands in different parts of the tech industry, starting out as a data scientist, dabbling into UI UX before trying her hands on software engineering for a while. And now she's a product manager. Toby is passionate about building and working on products that solve real-world problems in novel spaces. When not working, she's most likely at the gym, watching an animated movie, or taking a nap. Hi, Toby. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Fine, I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, and we are glad to have you here as well. I can see Iron already saying, wow, wow, wow. Okay, so and to our amazing moderator for today, Tatenda Emma Matika. Tatenda Emma Matika is a data scientist and recently self-published children's book author. She loves working with data, developing machine learning models, and learning about the opportunities, environment, and people working in data and AI fields in various African countries. As a result, she has a YouTube channel where she has a playlist of conversations with people working in this field. Tatenda holds a BS in computer science and MSc in mathematical science. She has worked in various roles in data science and analytics, namely in the field of human resources, market price analytics, computer vision, and machine learning. Hi, Tatenda. Good evening. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Great to have you here. And how we then? I know last time you said you are currently based in Germany. How is Germany today?
It's getting cold, so I'm not happy about that.
Oh, sorry about that. I can see your jacket. So I will just hand the baton over to you now. It's time for our fireside chat. So for everyone who would have questions, please ensure you put your questions in the Q&A. After the fireside chat, we would respond to your questions. So over to you, Tatenda.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. There's a huge turnout and I'm excited. I'm hoping to see you guys' responses in the chat and in the Q&A. So let's keep this very interactive so that it's exciting for everyone. So we're just going to go right into it. I'll start with the background, go into the actual work, and then at the end, we'll talk about advice and maybe challenges, right? So I'll start with you, Toby. Taking a trip down memory lane, do you have any like significant memories about your first interactions with computers and tech? And I mean, like, it led you to study petroleum engineering. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. I would say that this would probably age me a little, but I think my first interaction with a computer was probably in primary school. We had some assignments to do, and I had to look for a cyber cafe to do with that. And I went on Wikipedia and all of that. And I think growing up, I just wanted to do something nice and interesting, something that I could possibly brag about. I think everybody just wanted to either be a doctor or an aeronautic engineer or something exciting like that. But I think as I grew up, I didn't really have a thing that I wanted to do, and so petroleum engineering was pretty much just handed to me. I think it was my uncle that had said that, I had gotten A1 in math in WAEC and B2 in biology. And we're like, oh, you're obviously better at math than biology. So don't be a doctor, be an engineer. And petroleum engineers make the most money in Nigeria. So be a petroleum engineer. So there wasn't any real thought process into studying petroleum engineering. But obviously that has led me to where I am today. And I think at the end of it all, it's what I'd like to say is that it's okay to not really know what you're doing or what the plans are. Just sometimes it's okay to not know and just keep going. Yeah.
Oh, that's really great. And I can totally relate to that. Like growing up, all I wanted to be was a doctor. And then when I got my O-level results, I was like, I have an A in maths and I'm really good at physics. I ended up doing maths, physics, and computing, and I ended up doing computer science. So like you get like a clearer picture as you grow up. So that's really valuable. And I hope it speaks to some of the people on this call that you don't have to have everything figured out. It can just work itself out as time goes on. What about you, Ursula? You want to tell us about your journey and how you got into tech?
Okay, so growing up, should I say I was blessed to have parents who just encourage you to like find your own path. So my dad was actually a medical doctor, but he wasn't those medical doctors who like, my child must be a doctor, no. So it was like, if you are interested in arts, fine. If you're interested in music, fine. And I mean, in secondary school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I knew I liked math. So I picked some math courses and then some arts courses. And then when we got to the university, most of my classmates from secondary school were going to the business school, but I still knew I had to do something math related. So at the University of Ghana, we had to select like 4 courses, and then every year you drop one. So I took courses in computer science, in maths, in statistics, and then in economics. And then I majored in economics and then minored in statistics. But even after school, I was still not sure of what I really, really wanted to do with what I'd gone to study over there. I was in consulting for a year and then got the opportunity to work as a data officer in a public institution in Ghana. At that time, data wasn't as a big of a deal as like we had it now. Like even if you were like, I'm a data officer, like people would be wondering what exactly that was. But I just found myself there. And then over there, I began to develop more interest. And because there was a point in time where I realized I needed more. I was not really being challenged in the public sector. If you work in a government institution, you can relate to what I'm saying. So I started applying to other jobs, other roles, but I realized anytime I sent out my applications, I wasn't really getting responses because I didn't have the technical skills that were required. All I really knew how to do was to use spreadsheets. So my journey into tech began with me self-learning a lot of the skills that I needed to be able to pivot into this should I say, ecosystem, and documenting myself learning journey. And after I did that, I find myself where I am now, managing rider operations and an operation analyst here at Uber. Yeah.
That's really great. I like that you talked about your dad as being one of those people like who were key in your life. So some of us, we have to look outside of our families for people who are role models to us, in order to get like into fields that we're interested in. Do you have any like significant female role models that helped shape the person you are today?
Okay, so let me start from this point. So I'm very active on LinkedIn. I used to be very active on LinkedIn as I began to share like my self-learning journey, and then the things I had learned in the data field on LinkedIn started garnering followers. And one of my inspirations for doing that was when I decided to pivot like into tech and acquire the skills that I needed. There were not really many people to look up to. So it was as though you were carving your own path, making your own mistakes. So I didn't really have that. But I think for those of us who want to go into tech now, this is the best time because there are lots of people that you can look up to. people you can look up to and say, oh, I want to be like this person, people you can reach out to on LinkedIn who can coach you, but I really didn't have that. So in my learning journey and in getting into this space, I had to chart my own course. But now there are people that you can't look up to. One such person that I look up to now is my boss at Uber, Marjorie St. Lott. You can follow her on LinkedIn. She's an example of someone who has blazed trails in the tech space and who is achieving great things. But from the very beginning, I didn't really have anyone that I could look up to. And if you are here, maybe you don't really have a mentor or a coach, it's still possible to make it if you set your mind to it, yes. So at the beginning of the journey, I really didn't have anybody I could look up to, and it wasn't, things had not evolved like they have now. So there was nobody in particular you could point to that, oh, this is a great data scientist. Data science was not even really a thing back then. So I didn't really have that, but I still managed to make it. But now there are people that you can, I look up to now, like my boss at Uber Ghana, Marjorie St. Lott.
That's really great. And I like that you have a boss that you can actually look up to. Like you look at her and you're like, I want to be this person, or like at least there are parts of it that you like really appreciate. So coming back to you, Toby, I noticed that there's a lack of people who are sharing their work, especially like African females in tech. We do have some who are open, being like sharing their work publicly, but not a lot of people. How is that for you, like as an experience? Do you think that it's easy for you to talk about your work? Do you want to be that person that other people can look up to as well?
I would start with your last question. Yes, I mean, I want to do things and be good enough for people to look up to me and want to be like me or chart their path like I am. I would say that that's not all. And in sharing your work, especially as a product manager, it's a little difficult. I always say, it's not like software engineering or data analytics or data science per se that you can, do spreadsheets or code something and, put that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me speak up. So I I would say that, or I was saying that product management is a little more difficult to really show your work and like put things out there because you're basically the one that would, think of the problem, think of the users, all of that, put all that together. And so there's not really much that you can that's tangible that you can show. But then you should try to put your work out as much as possible. We live in this digital age where everybody is online, everything needs to be online. You need to have something that you're doing or showing that you can do something, especially if you're starting in product management. There's not really a way to say you know how to do these things until you can show that you've done these things before. And so yes, you definitely need to have something of a portfolio to show what you've done or what you're capable of doing. Is my audio that bad? I can see people saying they can't hear me.
We can hear you, but it's unclear. Like it's very shaky. I don't know if there's a way to improve it. Yeah.
Oh, let me try to hold on. Let me change my headphones. Give me a minute.
Oh, okay. So while we wait for Toby to come back, maybe we can go back to Ursula and I don't know. I'm thinking of a question that could still be relevant so that we come back to the discussion with Toby. But I think, okay, what would you like to see from other females in tech who share their work online that would be inspiring for you? I think looking back, what would you have liked to see?
Okay, personally, I would like when I started out, okay, I started sharing online. I was sharing exactly what I was learning, because even though I had been in data for a while, I didn't know how to code. I didn't know how to use Python, R. I didn't even know really how to query a database with SQL. All I knew how to do was work with spreadsheets. And I started sharing everything that I had learned from scratch. And I think people really related to that. I think when you're starting out in tech, or you are starting out in anything, and you are sharing your professional work on LinkedIn, try to be real. People can identify when you are real. People can identify when you are being honest. They can identify when you are actually sharing real stuff. I realize that now when you go on LinkedIn, it's like everybody is sounding the same, maybe because of ChatGPT, but let your personality show. There's a lady that I follow on LinkedIn called Tiffany, and she was an inspiration for me in my learning journey. She transitioned from being a teacher for 20 years and then is now a data scientist. And she was sharing with us like the struggles of the journey, landing her first role. If we could have been seeing more of that. So if you are starting out, or you are just beginning, or even if you're a seasoned professional, take us through that journey, because a lot of people can relate to that. It would have made it easier for me. Like at the beginning, I didn't know that I could teach myself everything just with YouTube videos. I didn't have that information because nobody was really sharing that. I thought I had to like take a lot of paid courses. I didn't know that I could just share my experience online, and recruiters would be reaching out to me weekly, monthly, and giving me opportunities. I didn't know that because nobody was really sharing that. So you may not have experience. You may think you are just starting out. I started a month ago. You can share with us what you've learned in that month. You can share with us the process of being disciplined, sometimes not feeling like studying, sometimes feeling like studying, whatever it is, share what you know. And if you're a seasoned professional, try and share with those coming up what it actually took for you to get where you are, because people will definitely be inspired by your journey. So if I had seen more of that, I think it would have even shortened my journey. I remember some months ago, I made a post on LinkedIn that it took off, like everybody was sharing it. And what did I do? I just put the resources that I had studied, how to be a data analyst with $0. And it just took off because people were wondering, like, what do I have to learn? Where do I start from? By something that had affected me personally, that I just put together just to make other people's journey easier. So if we could see more of that, I mean, from seasoned professionals, for people that are starting out, how you got to where you are. And if you've not gotten to where you are, how you are getting there. People can relate to that. It will make everybody's journey easier. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's a really great response. I saw a meme recently that said, everyone on LinkedIn right now is happy. It's like, I'm happy to share that. I'm happy to start. So it's all the time. Do you have any additions, Toby?
Can you hear me well now? Can everyone hear me well now? Okay, great. I think I would just say yes, truly, you should share what you're going through, share everything that you're learning. And I think I would just take it back to product management, because I did a lot of things before product management. And as Ursula said, that could have also shortened my journey. Having people sharing the different things that they were doing would definitely have helped me shorten my journey, because I had to go through a lot of things, doing a lot of things, dabbling into several different things before getting to where I am today. And so having the resources, well, a lot of the things that I did were self-taught, YouTube, and trying to finesse Coursera for scholarships and all of that. But truly, if I had people that were sharing honestly about what they were going through, the things that they were doing, and the paths that they were following to get to where they were going, that it would definitely have helped. And I think that that's something that I aspire to do. It's difficult to be online all the time, sharing things and all of that. But as much as I can, I try to do that. So yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, speaking about being honest, what have like some of the challenges that you've faced in your getting into tech and your
Hi,
it my network?
Tatenda. No, I don't think it's just your network. I think there was probably
All right.
something wrong with her network. Hi, Tatenda. I don't know if you can still hear, but I think pending when she gets back, okay, I think that's probably. Okay, are you back? Hi, Tatenda.
Yes, I'm back. Okay, I didn't
Okay.
realize that my
Okay.
Wi-Fi had disconnected. Okay,
Okay,
I was
okay, all
I
right.
was
Thank
saying
you.
while we're talking about being honest, can you share Toby, then Ursula, can you share some of the challenges that you faced getting into tech and in some of the roles that you've taken up so far?
Sure. I think at first, the fact that I was studying petroleum engineering was something that I had to, or the fact that I didn't want to be a petroleum engineer anymore was something that I had to wrestle with. Petroleum engineering is like 5 years of very, very tough work, this ASU strike and everything, being a Nigerian student. So think about, I spent 6+ years trying to get a 5-year degree. And so wrestling with that was something that I had to face, aside getting into what I am now. And then following that, being a data scientist, rolling around with it, and then deciding, oh, maybe that's not for me. All those things were building blocks and problems that I had to face along the way. Something else that I would say, or that would I say, grateful for, are like my friends. My friends have been very, very important to my journey and the issues. So whenever we face something, I'm not facing them alone. I'm not facing the issues alone. I'm kind of with my friends, and we can talk about the things that we're going through as a team and kind of sort them out. And so most of my friends are software engineers and data scientists, ML engineers. And so I would just join them on their journey and then kind of drop off on my own and then go and do something else, and then up until now. And so those were some things that I faced. I think being sure or being able to get to where I am, the journey itself has been something. I would say that being a woman as well has been great to me in this industry, because I think we're at a place where people are very open to, or they can see how important women are, and the discrimination isn't as much, in my opinion. I guess I've been lucky. And so whenever they see a woman software engineer, they want to see what you can do. And that kind of has also opened more doors for me, I would say. So yeah, that's that.
Thank you so much.
Tatenda back?
You. Yes, I'm back. I am back. I don't know why my Wi-Fi.
Frozen.
Yeah, I will fix that. I don't know why it keeps like acting up. But coming to Ursula, can you share some of the challenges you faced and how you've dealt with that?
Okay, so I think one challenge that I faced was being patient with myself. I'd worked in a place for a long time, and then I wanted to move into a more tech role. And it took me a year of self-learning, improving myself, working on my skills, practicing to be able to move. And I understand when people say maybe they are looking for an entry-level role, and it's quite challenging. So it's tough, like everyone has been there. But if you are persistent and then you keep at it, that door would definitely open. No one became like an expert overnight. You have to keep at it, keep trying. And then the second challenge I also faced was like learning and forgetting. So today you've learned how to code, you've learned how to use NumPy, Pandas. The next time it's as though you've not studied anything at all. You have to go back and learn everything again. And I think that was a major challenge. Or you've gone through a SQL course and then now you've forgotten how to just write a single query just to query the database, and you feel as if you have to keep learning and relearning stuff. That was a major challenge. One thing that I did that I think helped me was to start freelancing. Okay. So maybe somebody might also be facing that same challenge. It's like you keep learning and learning and learning, and because you've not yet gotten a role where you can apply those skills, you keep forgetting those skills. And one thing I always tell people is that once you decide to start pivoting into tech, start applying immediately, whether you feel qualified or not, because you learn most on the job than you would even learn while maybe taking a boot camp or doing a course. So that was another major challenge I experienced, putting to work what I'd actually learned while waiting to get a full-time role. So what I did was to start freelancing. I started looking into Upwork, into Fiverr, and teaching others to do the same as well. So at least when you get a project, you can work on something that would be able to improve your skills. And once you are working on projects, it helps you to consolidate those skills and not to lose them. So I think those were the two major challenges I faced, and with learning to put my skills to work whilst waiting for a full-time role, I started looking into freelancing. And like I mentioned earlier, everything that I'm sharing now, I made sure I was sharing it in a post. So when you go to my LinkedIn profile, it's as though I'm talking about my life, like my career journey, stuff I faced, and then how I decided, I was able to overcome those challenges. So if you are also trying to get into a full-time role and you've not yet gotten one, and you seem to be forgetting the skills that you are learning, and you keep, it's like an ending circle of courses and courses and courses. You can also look into freelancing. There are great platforms like Upwork and Fiverr that you can take advantage of. It's not easy, but once you put your mind to it, I mean, you'll be able to succeed in those fields as well.
Definitely, definitely. And it looks like you just talked to into the lives of some of the people who are joining us, because I see comments about people saying you just said what is happening to me now. So I'm really glad that they have someone else to have a shared experience with. So thank you very much for that. I think that one of the biggest things for me, when I get excited, is if I'm struggling to do something, right? And then I try to apply it practically, and then I see the outcome. So I get excited when I see the final outcome at the end of the day. So maybe you could also share some of the highlights of your career so far, because you talked about the challenges. So now we're moving on from the challenges to what was the best time for you after facing those challenges?
Okay, so I think this past year and a half has been awesome for me career-wise, because I feel like in this year and a half, I've been able to achieve more than I've achieved in 3-4 years gone by, just because I decided to put my mind to it. And it's also very important, as women, to give other women opportunities. That's why I'm really grateful to my current boss for giving me the opportunity to be here now, because I've learned so much working in rider operations at Uber. And I want to emphasize again on the importance of sharing your journey online. So I think I posted my first LinkedIn post ever when I was complaining about trying to pivot into tech. I remember my brother talking to me and telling me, get on LinkedIn. I was like, what is LinkedIn? Is it for looking for jobs? I wasn't interested. But one day I just decided to look into it, and then I put out my first post, I think in August of 2022. And I began to grow steadily, grow steadily, grow steadily. And all of a sudden, everything just took off. And I think early this year also, Data Lium in Nigeria did the top 30 women in data, and I saw my name and my picture. And I'm like, what? what is my picture doing? They're like, what do I know? What? Just because I decided to share. And ladies, it's exciting to be in a place where you are not begging people for jobs. People are actually coming to you with opportunities. Recruiters are reaching out to you, not because you know more than the next person, but you had the courage to speak out. Sometimes maybe an invitation will come to speak somewhere, to do an interview. I know that at this level, I'm not ready to put my face out there, because they may ask a question I may not be able to answer. and I'll decline. But those opportunities are coming. Why are they not coming to you? Because you are not talking, you're not speaking out. With the little you know, speak out, let someone else know. So this year has been like an awesome year. I think the highlight was getting that award and then seeing like the tangible effects of your work with analyzing data on my job. So I think those two, seeing the tangible effects of analyzing data on my job here at Uber, I can't really go into specifics, but and then getting that recognition on LinkedIn just because I decided to speak up. And honestly, if you look at my profile, like these are basic things that we are sharing. I'm not sharing anything like extraordinary, basic things that I'm sharing, like, okay, I learned this today, this is what you can do, this is how you feel when you've outgrown a place. These are resources you can use in your SQL journey. These are resources that I use that I did not really like, and people are relating to it. So if you are starting out in your journey, be bold about it. It doesn't matter if today was your first day. Today, this is what I learned. In a year's time, this is what I'm going to be. Just post it out there. People are actually watching. People are actually watching. A day will come, an opportunity will come, and then they'll go and check out your LinkedIn profile and they'll realize that like this is someone that we can work with. So those have like been the two highlights this year. And I want to encourage everyone, don't be quiet. Don't be quiet. It's like they said doing business with advertisers is like winking to a girl in the dark. You are the only one who knows what you are doing. Nobody else does. Yeah, so like speak out, put it out there, decide, okay, at least twice a week, I'm going to post online. For the past 3 months, because of a number of personal issues, I've not really been active, but I'll be getting back. Speak out, let us know what you are doing. If you are now starting, I'll be sharing your challenges, your struggles, people will relate. And then we can now see your growth. By the end of 1 year, you were talking about, oh, I'm learning Google Sheets, but now I'm learning this. And then I also want to share, just mention this, that all of us, sorry, I'm talking a lot, but all of us are at different stages of our growth, okay? No one, even if you're an expert, you are still learning. When I came to Uber, I knew nothing about Google Sheets because where I was coming from, it was mainly Excel. And when I came here, I had to learn everything from scratch. So when you think you are new or you are not experienced, trust me, even those who are the so-called experts are also new, they are also still learning. So share your learning journey online. Okay, it will bring many opportunities.
Thank you so much. I see people asking for your LinkedIn handles. I tried my best to put some of the links, but because people keep talking, some are missing them. But guys, just keep checking in the chat. There are links for Toby's profile and for Ursula's profile as well. So now we talked about like being scared, especially like when you're starting out, or maybe imposter syndrome. You're like, what do I know? But we're at different stages, right? Like you start small and then you become a bigger person, but it doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. So coming to Toby, can you tell us like maybe some specifics about your role as a project manager? What do you do exactly? And what's the day-to-day from the basics for an entry level to like the complicated stuff for the higher like senior people?
Sure. I think I would just like to say that Ursula was talking to me as well, because sometimes it doesn't it doesn't matter how far you think you've come, you still have imposter syndrome, you still think little of yourself. And I think that's something, oh, it's taking like I'm in Nigeria, but you think that you don't know much, and I think that's also something that a lot of women face. So I hardly, or because of my background, I have a lot of friends that are male, and sometimes when I speak about how I'm unsure of myself, I see that they don't really feel that way. They don't have that. They don't really face the fears that I do, and that's just something that I'm always trying to tell myself. I'm always trying to tell my sisters. I'm always trying to tell people as well, myself especially, that you're here because you're supposed to be here, and you're here because they can see how good you are. And so even if you faked it well, and so you're supposed to be here. So that's something that I just wanted to say, because Ursula really spoke to me too, and I see that she really spoke to people in the chat. For your question about what a product manager does, on the basic level, I think I would just say that a product manager is the house help of the company or the house help of the product. If there's a job that needs to be done and there's nobody to do it, as a product manager, it's your job. I think that's something that that I just need to put out there. As a product manager, it's your job to be the go-between. When the users aren't happy, you're the one that's going to take all of that. When the stakeholders in the company aren't happy, you're the one taking all of that as well. You're putting those things into strategies, into a roadmap, and you're making sure that you're solving problems for the users as well as making money for the business. So you have to kind of be that go-between, and you have to have that constant battle in your head of who to please better now or next. So you have to be able to ruthlessly prioritize. You need to be able to speak. You need to be able to defend your team and the things you do, the structure or whatever decision you make, you need to be able to defend that. And you need to be able to speak as low as or as you can. You need to be able to speak in bite-sized ways to the users or to whoever you're speaking to, and then you need to be able to also speak technically to the engineers or whoever. So you need to just be able to document, you need to be able to speak, you need to be able to defend, and you're basically the house help, as I've said, for all the things that need to be done in the company. So that, I think that's the most basic way. If a 5-year-old asks me what I do, I would say that I am probably a glorified house help in the company. But I think on the higher level of it, the product manager is the person that decides, or in depending on the company or the company size, decides what products, what features, what strategies you want to put in place to be able to make the most money and make the users the most happy. That's basically what the product manager is.
Okay, thank you so much. So I will just ask this question because it's very relevant, right? There's a question that says, what is the difference between a project manager and a product manager?
Okay, so a project manager is more involved in things such as making sure that a project is done on time with the budget. So a project manager is more hands-on budget, making sure that how many people do we need to complete this project? How many things do we need to do to put in place for this project, with the budget in place and the timeline involved? Now, the product manager is more strategy. So the product manager is more, what is even the project that we're trying to do in the first place? What problem are we trying to solve? What's the best way to solve that problem? How can we bring this to the stakeholders within the company to say, this is the solution we've decided to go for, and this is why we decided to go for this solution? And also the product manager, I don't know if you know the meme with Puss in Boots and the 3 little kittens. So the product manager is Puss in Boots, just saying, this is the problem, these are the solutions we've brought. What do you think about it, to the stakeholders and then to the users outside? So people say you're the CEO of the product. Genuinely, you're the house help of the product. You're just trying to make sure that everybody makes money, everybody is happy, and things go well. Because when something doesn't go well, it's your fault. So, yeah, that's the difference between a project and product manager. I hope I was as explanatory as needed.
Well, there are comments that are praising how you're explaining very clearly. So I think that went well.
Awesome. Okay.
That's great. Moving on to Ursula, can you tell us like the important skills and the day-to-day of an operations analyst?
Okay, so for an operations analyst, you need, or data analyst, whatever the case may be, you need some technical skills, right? The very basic is spreadsheets. Before you decide to go and learn how to code and learn all the libraries in Python, make sure you know your Excel and your Google Sheets very well. When I came to Uber and I started working with Google Sheets, it's amazing like what you can do just with Sheets. So make sure you know your Google Sheets and then you know your Excel very well. And then you should be able to query a database with SQL, at least know what the basic things when it comes to SQL. I'm still learning, I learn every day, but improve your skills. Once you take a course online, there's this channel, Free Code, is it Free Code Camp or Free Code Academy? It's I'm not sure about the name, but they have a lot of like great resources when it comes to learning how to code, learning SQL, data projects. So you need to be able to query a database using SQL or SQL, as some people call it. And then you need to know a visualization tool. So some people love Power BI. There's a whole debate on that. Some people would prefer Tableau. So those are like the basic. These are things that if you set your mind to between 6 to 8 months, you should be, able to learn and master them. Once you've learned them, like I said, go back to YouTube. Just type Google Sheets projects, data analytics projects. You see people who have done guided projects. It would all come. You have too much, and that would even help you to improve your skills. The same way, you can type SQL data analytics projects. You see so many examples that you can use to practice your skills as you are waiting to get your like entry-level role. And then you also need soft skills, right? So you should be a critical thinker. You should be able to think analytically about data. You should be able to identify patterns and then extract actionable insights from that data. Data analytics, the main reason why we analyze data is to solve business problems. Let me give an example. Let's assume that you are running a business, right? Maybe an online business, and you have 1,000 customers. And then the next month, you see your customer level drop to maybe 800. And as the months go by, you're seeing your numbers dropping, and you decide, okay, let me offer some discounts to attract my old customers back or to get new customers to join. As the CEO, are you going to give those discounts to your loyal customers? You are going to give those discounts to your customers that have changed. That's where data analytics come into play. So you realize that if you are, for example, let's say you use a ride-hailing company, maybe you have 2 or 3 apps on your phone. When you don't use the app for some time, you get discounts, right? Because the data has been analyzed and we know, okay, if we give our customers who have changed discounts, they'll come back. So you should be a critical thinker, look at things analytically, and then you use those insights you draw from your analysis to solve business problems. And then you have to also be a good communicator. It doesn't matter. It's not about lofty ideas. So your stakeholders, maybe your CEO, he's not concerned about, the standard deviation of the data or the mean or the mid, like he's not concerned about that. What does it mean? What does it mean? You are telling me standard deviation. Like, what does the standard deviation mean? How is it going to improve our revenue? So you should be able to communicate those insights in simple language. If you're a great data analyst who cannot communicate your insights to your stakeholders in clear terms that they can understand, then there was no point of analyzing the data. And then you should also be able to the ability to give attention to detail. So notice what others don't notice. Those are like the soft skills that you need in addition to the technical skills that you need to succeed as an analyst.
Okay, well, that's really detailed. So I think in summary, from Toby, if you want to be a project or product manager, you just need to be good at housekeeping. Housekeeping of the company and the projects, then you're good to go. And then for a data analyst or an operations analyst, we talk about, can you visualize data? Do you know like the basic, I don't know, like statistics, I guess. You don't have to be like too detailed if you're starting out. And then I think one thing that I would add also is that some of these skills are location dependent. So if you go to Zimbabwe, you'll find out that most of the people who are working in data analysis and data science might be using a popular tool that is not popular in Zambia, for example. because there are a lot of tools out there and we can't be using all of them. We need uniformity, right? In different locations. So if you look up the jobs in the locations that you're interested in, look at the top skills or the top tools that they're using and try to learn using those. And then when you move to other jobs, the important thing is, can you visualize data? The software is something that you can learn quickly. So I guess you should also consider that. Well, we have a lot of questions that are coming up in the chat, but unfortunately we're running out of time. So what I will do is, guys, okay, people are also following you guys on LinkedIn now, so I'm sure they will be learning a lot from you as well. And there are people who are requesting for me to share my journey today. It's not about me. Maybe Oyolua, you can make a plan for me next time. So what I'll do is we want to go to our younger selves, the people who were confused compared to the point at which we are now. We can start with Toby. What advice would you give your younger self in regards to getting into STEM? And then after Toby, we could go to Ursula.
I would say don't be scared to start. Yeah, don't be scared to start is my first thing, because thinking back to myself and where I was, even if I was studying what I was studying, there was still some fear, some hesitation to starting, and that there's just that fear and that pause where you're not able to do anything. It's not going to help you, right? It's just start, fail, start. But when it's something funny, but whenever I fail, I tell myself, okay, you found another way to fail. So you know that you're not supposed to go through that anymore. You're not going to go through that path anymore. And that's something I just used to pick myself back up. So I would always tell myself, just start, right? Just do it, just start. And also don't be scared of failure. I'm the first child. I'm something of a perfectionist, and so I find myself being scared to fail. And just going back to my point about how I tell myself, okay, you found another way to not do this, another way to not take this path. That's also something. Don't be scared to fail, because once you failed, you're not going to do that again. You're going to okay, fail, learn from it as well. So you're not doing the same thing over and over again. You're starting. You're not scared to fail. And given the kind of person that I am, that I always like to do different things, I always like to have my hands in different things. It's okay to be that person. It's okay to be interested in several things. Nobody said you have to just be a designer or a software engineer or a product manager. And to be honest with you, all those things, all the things I've dabbled in, all the things I've fallen in and out of, all those things have helped me in my job today, because when the software engineers are trying to lie about the time it takes to do something, I say, look, I've lied this lie before, okay? So it just helps to be able to also like talk to them on some kind of level and say, okay, I know that this can take a shorter time. Is it possible that you can do this for me? Just don't be scared to be the person that goes into this and goes into that. Make sure you just learn as much as you can. Don't stop yourself. You can be your biggest enemy. So just keep going. Nobody's stopping you. Why are you stopping yourself? And yeah, just start and keep going. That's what I tell myself.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything for us, Ursula?
Okay, like Toby said, like just don't be afraid. Stuff, you can do anything actually. You can do anything. You can actually do anything. Anything is achievable. When I look back, when I was in university, we had to pick like 4 subjects to start with. And after the first year, I just ran away from the computer science class. But looking back, it's not rocket science, seriously, and take advantage of the resources that are now available. It's amazing the amount of knowledge out there, like free, that you can take advantage of. Maybe in years past, if we had that opportunity, maybe we would have made like different decisions. But now you can virtually like learn a whole course online without having to even pay for it. So to my younger self, I would tell my younger self that nothing is nothing is too difficult or impossible. Anything is achievable. And it's okay if you haven't like really figured out everything yet, or you start out and you want to make a change. You actually can. And then if you are here and you think, oh, I've been working for like 8 years, I've been working for 10 years, it's too late to start. Whether you start or not, December next year is still going to come. Will you still be at the same level you are now, or you would have moved forward? I remember 2 or 3 years ago, I had wanted to apply for a particular course and I missed the deadline. The following year, I'm like, oh, let me just forget about it. I was just looking back this and I'm like, that was 2021. If I had actually done that, maybe I would have even had the second master's by now. So if you are thinking, oh, should I start? Should I not start? It's too late. Please follow Tiffany. I'll try and put a link in the chat so that you can follow her. You'll be inspired. She taught for 20 years. Now she's a top LinkedIn voice in data science, just after 2 or 3 years of pivoting into the role. So anything is possible. Don't put any limit to yourself, and nothing is really too difficult. I mean, if somebody else is doing it, you also can. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is really motivating and inspiring. We have so many questions in our Q&A, so I think that what we're going to do is, does anyone have a random number generator? That's a joke. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to randomly select maybe 5 questions, and then our panelists can just pick which one they want to answer, and then
Okay. Hi,
yes,
Satenda. Yes,
oh,
hi.
okay.
So I think I just want to say thank you. Damn, that was inspiring. I can see the chat buzzing. A lot of people are feeling so motivated. I am as well. So Satenda, if you would not mind me just assisting you with the Q&A. Just because I know that
Yes,
I think
that's
I saw a
great.
question. Okay, I know I saw a question for you. So you can as well, just share some things with us this session as well. So we have quite a number of questions in the Q&A. I know that I've been seeing quite a number of questions as regards some people asking about the Women Techsters Camp orientation. The orientation, like Yemis mentioned earlier, happened this morning. So if you have any questions surrounding the orientation, kindly send a mail to bootcamp. That's the same mail that you have been interacting with previously, wtbootcamp@techsters.com. Please send email. This is open day, not bootcamp, so please know the difference. But I would just be asking those questions right now, so I can allow Satenda to just take a breather. So you can see a question here about I have sales and marketing experience and I want to transition into technical customer success. Okay, how do I go about this? And I think just piggybacking on this question also, I know I saw a question about yes, the question about how to make a choice of which tech to go into. So I think I'll pose this question to Toby because based on Toby's portfolio, she has dabbled into quite a lot. So if you could just share for people who would like to transition, that they are unsure about what career path exactly to pick. How were you able to go about your own selection? Just help us out with that.
Okay, yeah. Hi. I think I would start by saying it's okay to not know. That's something that plagued me because I think now in this generation we have a lot of problems not knowing things. We have problems not figuring out ourselves. I saw a tweet about someone saying, I'm 21 years old. I've not figured out what I'm doing in my life. My life is over. And I was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but no, it's not. First of all, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have it figured out. It's okay. It's genuinely fine, because even as I am now, who knows? I might still go to medical school. I was telling a friend which day that, I wanted to be a doctor when I was small. Maybe, maybe I'd still go to medical school. You might never know. So that's just, I think, the baseline. It's okay to not know. But then know yourself. So I'm in product management now because I took the time to know myself, know the things that I like doing and what gives me joy. I see a lot of people saying, it's okay to not really enjoy your job. But I think it's more bearable to be able to wake up on a Monday morning and be happy about going into your job when you like the things that you do. It might be stressful, it might be very tiring, it might be a lot of work, but at least you like the things you do. You're not angry at the things you're doing. And so when you know yourself, you can think about what you like doing, the kind of things that you like doing, and then you can know how you can make that a career. In my university, people would always say I was very organized. I was always putting things together. And I truly like being organized. I like things a certain way. I like documenting. I like talking to people, understanding their problems and trying to solve for those problems. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do in my service year, when I was still a software engineer, I was like, you know what? I like solving problems. I like thinking about the problems people are having and finding solutions to these things. I like finding ways to make the most money out of problems and solutions. So what is most aligned with that? And finding product management was just the best thing, because a lot of the things that I do in my day-to-day job are things that I was already doing, not knowing that I was being a product manager. In university, when there were, group meetings and group assignments, I was the one saying, okay, this is your strength, this is what you should do, this is your strength, this is what you should do. Okay, let's put it all together. Who is presenting, who is doing this, who is doing that? And that's technically what a product manager does, right? And so I think this is my roundabout way of saying, try to make a career out of what you enjoy. What do you really like doing? What are the things that make you happy? When you wake up in the morning, do you want to solve people's problems? Do you feel like you really enjoy learning different languages, like technical languages? Do you want to do this? You want to solve problems in technical ways? Are you really interested in numbers? Do you like how finding patterns and the way things work, why things work the way they do? Find the baseline, what you really, really enjoy, and try to make a career out of it. Because if you enjoy what you do, you never really have to work because you enjoy it, right? So I think that's something that I hold very dear to myself, to my sisters, because those, yeah, because Gen Z doesn't really know how things go or what they want to do. But as I've said, once you enjoy what you're doing, you never really have to work. You just kind of do it.
Oh wow, awesome. Thank you so very much for that, Toby. Once you enjoy what you are doing, you don't really have to work. Interesting. So I can see something here. Someone is saying that they learned a lot from you in regards to the triplets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you for joining here.
Oh wow, you have triplets?
Yeah, my sisters are triplets, or my
wow.
youngest sisters are triplets, and they are something on social media. So I get this
wow.
a lot.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Okay, so
Yeah.
hi Emma, I can do some questions for you. Someone's asking if you can share your journey with us, so if you could please do that. And I think I saw a question about your YouTube channel. I know you mentioned earlier as your YouTube channel. If you can either maybe share that in the chat section, or while you're speaking about your journey, you could also just quickly do that for us.
Okay, thank you. I just shared my YouTube in the chat, so you can check it out, guys. I mean, I studied computer science, guys. I thought I would be a software developer, and well, the fortunate part about it is in Zimbabwe, most of the 4-year, 5-year degree programs, in the year before your final year, you get to spend it working in a company, right? So I was fortunate enough to work in a company where I did software development, I did network administration, I did systems administration. So I got that experience and I got to figure out how it would look like as my day-to-day job. And then when I finished my studies and then I went to do my master's, I realized that, you know what? Software development for me is you have to think about the back end, you have to think about the front end, you have to think about the connections. And in my head, I was like, that's a lot for me. I would just like to write code and develop machine learning models. That's what I wanted to do. So after my master's, I did a master's in mathematical science. I got a full scholarship at the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. So they have scholarships for different maths and data science and AI programs in 5 different African countries. I'm actually advertising AIMS here, but they have really good programs. They are fully funded. All you need to do is just to go there and get your master's. That's all you need to do. So it was a good program. And then after that, I started looking for opportunities in data science and AI. And one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel was because I didn't like, I was trying to see what people would be doing at work as a data scientist, right? And in my head, I just couldn't visualize it as like a day-to-day thing. So then I started looking for people working in the field.
Oh, it seems Tatenda's Wi-Fi must have gone out once again. Hi, Tatenda, can you still hear us? Okay, all right. So when Tatenda is able to rejoin us back, I know I saw some questions here for Osla. I know, Osla, hi, you've written the name of your boss that you spoke about, right?
Yeah, I think I did. I
Okay,
answered one of the questions. Yeah. Please, when
okay.
you're sending a request on LinkedIn, kindly add a little note, okay? So that your request is not ignored.
Okay, all right. I hope you heard that.
Guys.
Oh, Tatenda, are you back?
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying I did my master's with the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. So if anyone is interested in a fully funded master's program for Africans in data science, AI, maths, something related to that, you can look them up. It's African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. So yeah, it's fully funded. They even give you a stipend on top of that. So it's a really good program. So after that, that's when I started looking for opportunities in data science, in data analysis. So yeah, I managed to hop from opportunity to opportunity until I got the opportunity that I really wanted. So for most people, they would say they do not encourage people to hop from job to job. But for me, it actually really helped me because I worked in different fields. And the job that I got now it requires me to have knowledge in all these different fields that I worked in. So also, just do what feels right for you. If you're picking opportunities, it's something that I learned because people will discourage you. But if you feel like this is the best for me, just do it for yourself. It will work itself out in the end.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. Oh, thank you so very much for sharing that. I think people are asking if you can repeat the name of the institute.
Okay, I will type it in the chat.
Or you can just type it in the chat. Yes. Thank you. So I know I see a question on data analysis and finance. Let me just yes. So I think I'll just ask this to Ursula. It says, can a data analyst work as a financial analyst without having to write the finance exam? And there's a person also asking, just to piggyback on that, because if I recall clearly, you mentioned some things about taking courses. How do I track my learning when studying for a course online? Like if they're using a course online, and how do you distract social media while also learning? So also, like, you could just share insights on that for us.
Okay, I can't really speak to the financial analyst exam stuff, but maybe she can send me a message on LinkedIn. I work with someone who is actually a financial analyst. Maybe I could have him discuss with her, because I think they have some exams. Honestly, I can't really speak to that. Okay, then the next question is, oh, sorry.
Yeah, so the next question was just asking, if for people who would like to learn online, I mean, there are a lot of resources now online, but how do you manage against distraction, especially if you are also going to be using social media to promote yourself? How do you manage against ensuring that you're using the right time to promote yourself on social media and not necessarily getting distracted?
Okay, so I think before this year, I didn't even have like an Instagram account. I didn't even have like an X account. I wasn't there because I knew what I was going for. I'm really active on LinkedIn. Now I have like accounts, but you will not see me posting there on a regular. So for like a year or two, everything was focused on LinkedIn. And then I had specific days where I was posting. So I would post maybe on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've forgotten the specific days. You can decide to do maybe twice a week. That will not take really much of your time. And then when it comes to structuring your learning, let's say you are really starting from scratch, it's important that you, like I said, you don't end up in an unending cycle of seeking knowledge but not knowing how to apply it. So when you start maybe with your spreadsheet, you give yourself, okay, I'm giving myself 2 or 3 months to learn Excel. Once you finish that, start working on projects. That's the best way to learn. So I remember in my former company, we're using Tableau, and Ghana is Power BI. So I decided to start learning Power BI. The first thing I did was to look for a guided project and then just be following along. That's the best way to learn. So 2 months or 3 months, you decide that, okay, I've taken this course. Sometimes you go on YouTube and someone has taught maybe Tableau 15 hours. You decide that, okay, the next 3 months, this is what I'm working on. I'm improving on my Tableau skills. Once you are done, start working on guided projects, and you can use those to build your portfolio. You start with Excel. Once you are done, now it's guided projects. When you are doing the projects and you get stuck, for example, maybe you are using pandas to analyze data and you get stuck and realize maybe the instructor used this particular line of code that you have no idea of. You go back and then you learn what you didn't know. But if you just keep on taking courses and courses and courses and courses, you are ever learning but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. So once you finish the course, maybe 2 months, 3 months, just be working on projects as you wait to transition into a full-time role. And then another thing too, like I mentioned earlier, you can take advantage of the freelancing platforms. And sometimes when you go on Upwork and Fiverr, you wonder where everyone is. Like, where are the Ghanaians? Like, where is everybody? Where are the Nigerians? Where are the Africans? Like, Indians have taken over the space. Whether they can do the work or not, they are putting themselves out there. They will figure it out. So once you acquire the skill, don't wait to be like the Einstein of data analytics before you start putting yourself out there. Well, I'm available. For example, with data analytics, but I start with data entry jobs on Fiverr or on Upwork. Then you begin to graduate from there. Data cleaning jobs, you go for it. It might not be easy, but you are putting yourself out there. So acquire the knowledge and then quickly get on projects. Don't wait. And so I need to know more. If you're doing the projects and you get stuck, you go back to YouTube, that particular topic, you type it out, then you learn on it, then you get back to the projects. Because you are going to be working on real data to solve real life problems. It's not just about acquiring the knowledge. And then when you go for interviews or you are going for a job, they'll sift through. It's those who can apply what they've learned. And if you've not actually worked on projects, you find yourself wanting. So I think that would be my 2 cents on that.
Oh, wow. Thank you so very much for this to say to us. Like, I think you're also able to answer another question I've been staring at about how to get into data analysis. And person says that sometimes they look so wide, they're confused as to where to start because they've been out of school for like 5 years. Do you have any other thing to add to that? And there's also another question on how to find motivation, like on days when it just seems so tough. So I know you touched a bit on it earlier, but just like, do you still have anything to add to that? Or
okay, so if you are looking for a structured approach to learn, you see, like it's like Katenda, and so we've made it's like we are making everything easy for you, but this is what we like. It took us months and like years to to learn. When I started on LinkedIn, do you know what I did? When I decided that I'm going to be known on LinkedIn, I'm going to be known as an expert in my field, I went to the profiles of all the big people that you know in data. Alex the analyst, Tiffany, there are so many of them I could mention. And I sat down and I started reading their posts. Nobody did it for me. I went through every post. I read every post. I looked at what was working and what was not working, what people could relate to. I looked at what I could take from their journeys. I didn't just, I read every post. It took me maybe like some few days, but I actually sat down to read. Honestly, if you go to these people's profiles, you will get all the information that you need. I put a link on, because people were asking like, how do I structure my learning? I just put some resources together, become a data analyst for $0. Like it has everything that you need there. You'll find it there. I'll try and put it back again in the chat. Another way you can start, if you don't want to go through that approach, this course that I would recommend, and you can do it for free, the Google Data Analytics course. If you are starting from zero, you don't know what data analytics is, you've never used a spreadsheet in your life, you don't know you don't know what you don't know anything, and you want to start from scratch, and you are willing to give yourself, like put the time and effort into it, just go to Coursera, search for the Google Data Analytics course, then apply for financial aid. In 2 weeks, your financial aid will be approved. Please don't go and lie. The best reason you can give is the exchange rates. Now, we know what's happening to the exchange rates all over Africa right now. Yes. Tell them because of the exchange rates, you are unable to fund it yourself. You will get the scholarship. Commit yourself to it. 3-4 months. It will give you like a basic foundation. Because I realized I've been working as a data officer for some time, but I didn't know certain things, like what does data privacy mean? What's a data warehouse? Like those basic things. So if you want to start from, you don't have any idea at all, you can go and take the Google Data Analytics course. And that one, there are projects alongside. Then apply for financial aid. It will be approved. They never say no, but it takes 2 weeks. So once the first course, you're almost about to finish, you can apply for financial aid for the next one. Then I'll put the post I put up there with the links there. As you are doing the Google one, you can be doing those ones alongside, and then looking for guided projects. That one, we will not put the links there for you. Go and search for them on YouTube. They are all over. Guided projects on spreadsheets, guided projects if you are trying to use Python to analyze data is there. Guided projects with SQL is also there. And just focus. I've come to realize that it doesn't take long for a year to come. And you should be better than you were a year ago. Your value should have increased. And God has created the world in such a way that you are going to be paid for how much value you are bringing to the table. So make sure that you are improving yourself, increasing your value by doing this. Just focus. In the next 1 year, this is where I want to be. Okay, I'm starting with the Google Data course because I don't know anything. If I already have a background, then you can use the link that I'll just put in the chat and then just follow those resources. Give yourself 3 months for this. When I'm done, I'm doing guided projects. 3 months for this, I'm doing guided projects. Then by your 6-month mark, you can start putting yourself out there for entry-level roles. And by that time, you'd have already been sharing your learning journey on LinkedIn. You won't be a stranger. I'd rather employ somebody I know or who has been active in the data space than somebody I don't know. Sometimes when opportunities come, they remember that, oh, this person, I don't know her personally, but I've been seeing her post. You pass those opportunities to that person. But if nobody knows you, you are quiet, you are the only person who knows how great a person you are in your journey. I'm sorry, the opportunities will not come your way. So I think that's what you can do within a year to be able to get to where you want to get to as a data analyst?
Oh,
and
wow,
data
that was
scientist, that's manager, anything else, yes.
that was quite a lot. Thank you so much for that. Also, we are fast running out of time, so I just have one more question for Toby and one more question for Tatenda. So Toby, I can see like 3 or 4 questions here for you, but I'm going to merge it into one. So there's a question here about how that someone is just starting out in project management, but they don't product management rather, but they don't have practical, they only have theoretical knowledge and no practical skills. So is there a certain that they can navigate the industry so that they're able to position themselves towards landing a role, right? And then I think it's the same person that also just spoke about how that she has multiple certifications, right? Multiple certifications, Udemy, Coursera, Product School. So the question basically is, how can she position herself? How best can you position herself to prospective employers to be able to gain an entry role in product management? And there's a question for one of our fellows here who is currently enrolled in our Women Techsters Fellowship Program. And she's quite concerned because apparently most of the PMs that she knows, they start from different other aspects of tech, like either they start from product design or data analysis or software dev, but she doesn't have that kind of background. So she did a bit of digital marketing though. Is it compulsory to have like a previous background in maybe some other part of tech before going to product management? So yeah, so that's like a major. So that's like 3 questions now that we've merged into one for you.
And then there actually was seeing a question about tools as well.
Tools,
so please, I'll be coming back to ask you the questions because I'm a little forgetful.
Okay, that's fine.
I will answer the question about the person that doesn't have any technical skills. And I think something Ursula said is the value you are paid based off of the value you can bring to the table, right? And so it doesn't matter what your background is, to be honest, especially as a product manager. There are different types of product managers. There are technical product managers, which is what I am. There are product managers that are more general. So they are generalized product managers. They are data product managers. There are product managers that are more into growth and growth hacking, marketing, and things like that. And so, to be honest, you are what you sell yourself to be. You can, so with whatever background you have, you can bring that into product management. So if you've been like a sales agent, you're talking to customers all day, hearing their problems and writing this down, passing it on to other people within the company to solve those problems for them, you can bring it as a baseline for your product management experience because you have experience talking to users, you have experience talking to customers, understanding their problems and finding solutions to those problems. And that's what a product manager does. So it's how you sell yourself. It's how you also leverage what you have for what you want. If you're a data analyst and you want to go into product management, you can say, oh, you're used to finding the issues or the patterns within a problem and solving for those problems. And that's something a product manager does. And so what I would say is, regardless of your background, there's something that you're doing within that you can leverage as a product manager. If you're I don't know what other example to use. If you're, I don't know, working as, I saw someone say they're a restaurant manager. Well, congratulations, you're also the product manager of the restaurant, because when people come in and they have problems, you're the one they want to see, right? When things aren't working well, you're the one putting people in place to make sure that those things work well. You're the one also talking to the owner of the restaurant, saying, this is what we need. This is a problem that we're currently facing. How can we all solve this problem together? You're talking to stakeholders. You're making sure that the users, the people that you're serving, are happy. You're also making sure that the team members, the people in front serving people, are happy and they're not just leaving work and doing whatever they want to do. So as I've said, you're going to have to leverage what you have for what you want to do or what you want to be. There's no experience that is useless. Especially in product management, there's no experience that's useless. Whatever it is you've done, you can arrange it, you can leverage it into what you want to be. And then the portfolio or the things that you can do to show that you have the experience because of how I would say important, I'm not even sure if the word is important, but because of how visible the product manager role is, it's very difficult to find entry-level product manager positions. I can tell you that for a fact. And that's because of the things that you have to do or the things that you're expected to do and to be as a product manager, right? But building a portfolio and doing things by yourself. So a lot of times I see on LinkedIn, people do product tear downs. You can get a product like Uber now and think of a problem that you're facing. Let's say a problem that I faced. I recently went on vacation with my sisters to Ibadan, and there was something that the Uber or the InDrive or whatever ride sharing app drivers were doing was we would agree on a price, or the app would say this is the price, and then they would come and say, well, they want more. So if the price is 3,000 naira or the estimate is 3,000 naira, they come in and they say, well, they're not taking us for anything less than 3,500. So that's the problem that I faced, right? So let's say you face that problem, you think, oh, this is a problem I'm facing. There's a chance that there are other people facing this problem, right? What feature, what solution can I bring to the table to solve this problem? Now, as a product manager, you've thought of the problem, you've thought of the user, you've thought of the solution. You have to bring that out. You have to write a document about it. You have to be able to teach yourself things. You have to be able to be fast. Teach yourself how to do a mock-up. You don't even need to use Figma or anything crazy. You can draw it. Just draw it out, say, oh, this is where the feature is going to be. This is how it's going to work. Put it all together, create a Notion page, put it all together and say, this is your portfolio. By the time you do that for Uber, by the time you do that for InDrive, you do that for Jumia Food or whatever other products that you're really interested in. If you're interested in fintech, you can even decide to just go crazy and go for anything possible, right? You think of a problem that you're facing, just think, oh, wow, dogs are barking. Dogs are currently barking in my house, but dogs are barking. Is there a product that can solve a problem of noise pollution in the area? Think of that, draw something on paper. If you can't use Balsamic or Figma, put it together, write a document, write features, user stories, say, oh, this user, Bukola from Lagos, has problems with noise. Put it all together, create a Notion page. Notion is free. Put it, and then go to LinkedIn, say, oh, I thought of this problem, I thought of this solution, this, and this, right? So by the time you do that once, twice, by the time you do that 3 times, you already have 3 different things in your portfolio. Nobody can tell you can't write a PRD by the time they go to your Notion page and they see 3 different PRDs that you've written. Nobody can tell you that you don't understand user problems by the time they see your user stories and how you communicate to the team. Nobody can tell you that you won't be able to talk to the UI UX designer if they've seen you draw it on paper and say, oh, this is what I think it should be like, right? So you just have to put yourself out there, like Ursula has been saying. And as I've said, it's very difficult as a product manager to have those experiences, but you just have to do it. It's difficult to put those things together because that's someone's day job. That's something that takes 1 year, 2 years, sometimes going from ideation to the final product delivery, right? But you have to just put it off. I'm sorry I'm rambling. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but that's something you should be able to just put together. If you want something seriously enough, you want something hard enough, if you want something strongly enough, you're going to put the work in. That's just it. Nothing comes easy. And this whole product manager thing, you're going to be pained. It's going to be difficult. Every time someone asks me, I want to be a product manager, I'm like, are you sure because it's difficult, it's a thankless job, but it's also very fulfilling. Imagine a problem that you've seen and you've brought out a feature or a product to solve that problem, and people are telling you they really enjoy your product. I don't know about you, but it's a very fulfilling job. And so think about all of that. If you want it hard enough, if you want it strongly enough, you're going to just go ahead and do that. So that, I think that was the second thing about the portfolio.
Yes,
And then
thank you so much.
Sorry, that one one more thing about the products or the apps you're supposed to use as a product manager. I would say that all product managers should be tool agnostic. So you should be able to use whatever tool it is that they are using in whatever company you're using, so, or your at rather. So I've been in a company where they use Azure DevOps as their roadmap tool and their project management tool. Azure DevOps, people don't really use it, but I do. Fine, no problem. You can go to another place and it's Jira that they use. But once you understand what you're supposed to do, it will just take 1 or 2 YouTube videos and you just pick it up. So there are no particular things that you're supposed to learn. You're just supposed to know a bunch of tools, know what they are used for, and be able to pick it up as quickly as possible. So I would say, just off of the top of my head, look at Amplitude, look at Miro, look at Jira, look at Azure DevOps. Just try to see what they are doing there. I think Amplitude is very hot right now for A/B testing and all those things. So just look at all those things and be tool agnostic. Tools change. The thing that you're supposed to do doesn't change, but tools change. So once you're tool agnostic, you just be able to do your job without being particular about it.
Wow.
Sorry for rambling.
Thank you so very much, Toby. Thank you so much, Ursula. Thank you so much, Satin. Unfortunately, we cannot take any more questions because we are out of time. Yes, the only thing left right now is for pictures. So first, I saw a lot of comments, a lot of people were saying, oh, they really enjoyed this session, so it was really amazing. This is the first step that you should do now after this session is you should shout about it on social media. I attended a webinar and I learned this and this. I know you can tag all of our panelists, all of our speakers. They can tag Tech for Dev that I attended Women Techsters Open Day and I absolutely loved it. So please make sure that if you check the chat, we have posted all of the LinkedIn profiles of all of our speakers. For those people who have questions about, Bootcamp, Women Techsters program, ensure you are following us on all social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn, Instagram, on X. Please ensure you are following us. You'll be getting real-time details of whenever we have a call for application for any of our programs. Woo! It's picture time. So if you'd like to take pictures with us, please just lift up your hand. I will quickly promote you to panelists and we will take pictures. Please, please ensure that you're in a good place where you can turn on your video because you need to turn on your video. And once you're promoted to a panelist, please just make sure that you turn your video on so we can take pictures that can be put in the gram. So put on the gram rather. So I have promoted quite a few persons to panelist session. If you have been promoted to the panel session, please kindly just turn your video on and then we'll be taking pictures. Once again, you have learned a lot from this session. Be loud about it. Go on Twitter or X, go on Instagram, go on LinkedIn, just share what you've learned, tag all of our speakers, tag Tech for Dev, and just let the whole world know that you have really begun your journey into tech. So I made a couple of people panelists, but I don't seem to see them on the panel session. Okay, I think I can see some people already joining in. Yes, so please just turn on your video and then we can take our pictures. Hi, Usman, are you ready for us to take our pictures? All right, so I think we've promoted quite a number of people already. Yes. So if you are on the panel session, please ensure that your video is on, and then we can take some wonderful pictures. All right, everybody. So during this session, I always like to say that we would all turn on our mics, would all turn on our videos and say women in tech. Please just give me a moment. I'm currently trying to see. Okay, I think someone is sharing their screen. Please stop sharing your screen. How do I turn it off? If you are sharing your screen, please stop sharing your screen. I can see Chinelo Ogona. Please stop. Okay. All right. Okay. Awesome. Please don't share your screen. Just turn your video on, and then we can take pictures. All right. Hi, Isman. Are you ready for our pictures? I'm having some issues taking the pictures from my end.
Hi, yes, I'm just taking it now.
Okay, all right.
You.
All
Let's
right,
smile.
all right. So please smile, and we like to say women in tech. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, everybody unmutes and says women in tech. 3, 2, 1, women in tech. Women in tech. Awesome. Thank you very much. Oh, please do. Make sure you're taking a picture and splash it all over social media. It is 6 p.m. West African time now. Thank you all very, very much for staying till the end. Thank you so much once again to all of our speakers, to all of our panel sessions, to Osla, to Tatenda, to Toby. Thank you so very much. And we have come to the end of the October edition of the Women Techsters Open Day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Yes.